I want to talk about Porto, Portugal. Porto. Again, we were looking at Nomads.com, and this was one of the top rated nomad destinations right now. At least, definitely, I think in Europe. If you filter it, it's one of the top destinations in Europe right now. So it's number 4 in Europe. So I was just there over the summer, spent a month in Porto. I would say it's a great nomad destination, great for remote working, really good Wi-Fi. I did not have any issues there. Lots of cafes and co-working spaces, super walkable and safe. And it's relatively inexpensive compared to a lot of Europe, surprisingly. So that was a nice benefit as well. I'd say the food and the wine, super underrated. Like, I enjoyed all my meals there. The wine was incredible. Obviously, they're known for port wine, so there's a lot to do with that culture. You could hit up the port wineries, go to the Douro Valley, which was absolutely
pretty
beautiful.
famous.
Yeah. So went out there and it was stunning and had some amazing wine. So yeah, overall, Porto is a great nomad destination.
Did you encounter any other nomads there? Did it feel like a nomad destination?
It did. I met some people from Australia, some Aussies.
Wow, okay.
They were really cool. Yeah, hung out with them a little bit. They were doing some nomad living there. So yeah, it seemed like the culture was certainly there. And like I said, for all those reasons, it's a great destination, especially if you're going to be in Europe and you want to save some money. I mean, it's not the cheapest in Europe. There's definitely cheaper, but as far as Europe goes, if you want to be in a really nice place that's not going to completely break the bank, like somewhere like the Netherlands, yeah, Porto's a great option.
And what time of year did you go?
It was this past summer, like July, something. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's a great time to be.
The weather was nice. I guess that is my only knock. Is like the temperature was great, but it is cloudy there quite often. And it's pretty damn humid, which helps with the wine, right? The humidity.
Okay.
So yeah, if you look for cons, it's humid and it's kind of rainy and drizzly and just gray skies. I personally enjoy blue skies and sunshine. I know some people are into the whole overcast thing for some reason. That's not really my vibe.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember my bar of soap in my shower, like it wouldn't get hard. Is that the word? It was like squishy. Like my soap was always like squish because it was so moist and humid in the air in Porto.
It would just like never dry.
Yeah, it was like never dry. It was so weird.
So Matt, that's a huge con. So you really had a tough time cleaning yourself.
Yeah, my soap would just it would literally fall apart kind of in my hand as I was using it. It was wild.
I feel like when I go to wine heavy places, I end up drinking wine with every meal. Are you like that as well? Or how did that go?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, not during the workday, of course, but.
Right. But after you were done circling back and everything.
Yeah. After I touched base, I would definitely drink some wine and it was great. I mean, I think my Instagram caption was all I did was drink wine in Porto the whole time. But, they also have the most beautiful McDonald's in the world there. It's right in the city center. This McDonald's is incredible. I mean, you go in there, there's chandeliers hanging off the ceiling. There's beautiful paintings along the wall. I mean, it is quite the spectacle.
Okay, is there anything weird on the menu? I feel like when you go to McDonald's in different countries, they have weird things on the menu. Did anything stick out to you, or just the chandeliers this time around?
Mostly the chandeliers. They did have some different stuff, like the McRoyal, which is found all over Europe, I think, for the most part, which I think is a mix of chicken and beef on one sandwich, something like that. But
The
yeah,
patty's not mixed.
oh no, they didn't have like lobster tails or anything like that. No, it was mostly just
Okay.
McDonald's bullshit. It still
Yeah.
tasted like normal McDonald's.
That's cool. They just happen to commandeer like a really beautiful building. They're like, we're just gonna full send this. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
We can't take these chandeliers down.
Yeah, because even the outside of the building has like these statues and like really cool gargoyles. There's like eagles like coming out of it. It's pretty sweet.
That's awesome. I'd love to crush a McChicken and look at some art. That sounds great.
Oh, speaking of food, so the best thing I had in Porto, and this is something that they are known for there.
Okay.
It's called a Francesina. I'm probably saying that wrong. But this thing is, you talk about meat lovers, okay?
Yeah.
So it's a sandwich technically, I think.
Okay.
So it is between pieces of bread, but there's 5 meats or something like that. So they have steak, ham, and this is all stacked on each other. Mortadella, fresh sausage, and then what they call a spicy sausage.
Wow.
So
No vegetables.
Not even close.
They don't even have that in the
5
restaurant.
No, so it's like in this square shape, 5 meats stacked on top of each other. There's some bread, and then they cover the entire thing in cheese.
As in, like,
Just smothered.
like, even the bun?
Even the bun, yeah, like everything.
So it's like a wet burrito?
Yeah, it is like a smothered burrito, wet burrito. You eat it with a fork and knife, and it was just amazing. I mean, I felt like a man. I felt like a caveman. Just eating as much meat as possible, shoving it in my mouth, covered in cheese. It really brought me back to like a primal state. It was amazing.
Paleo diet vibes.
Yeah, I don't even know what paleo is, but it is probably something like that.
That sounds like something I'd love to crush. I mean, anytime, but especially at like 3 a.m.
Dude, oh, yes. I think you could definitely do that. So
Yeah.
that was my food highlight, other than McDonald's, of course.
It was called the Francesca.
Something like that. Yeah, that's like in my mind. I think of it as a Francesca, but I think it's like a Francescina or something.
Okay, Francescina. Okay, yeah. Okay. That sounds really good. So why did you choose Porto specifically, Steve, when you went to Portugal? Were there other places that you kind of had on your short list there, or how did that come to be?
I think because I had already been to Lisbon a couple times,
Okay.
and I had never been to Porto, so I wanted to check it out. That was the main reason. Actually, my girlfriend was seeing Taylor Swift in Europe, and that was why we were even going to Europe in the first place. She was going in Germany to see Tay Tay, but we were like, let's find a spot to live for the month. That's maybe on the cheaper side, but still gives you access to Taylor in Germany. So that was why we even went over to Europe, because we were in Peru or something before that.
Now, Steve, I got to know, man. Did she take Ryanair to go see Tay Tay?
Wow, I don't know.
Okay, we got to find
Really
out.
am not. Yeah, well, we can find that out pretty easily,
Okay.
but probably.
Okay.
Shout
cool.
out Ryanair.
Yeah.
Maybe Ryanair can sponsor us. That would be hilarious.
As long as we can get some kind of clause where we don't get fucked by the bags, like I'd love that. Like maybe that can be our payment.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay you don't just let us not get fucked by
The bag
paying
checker.
for a Yeah.
Yeah. Premium economy on Ryanair.
Love it.
And okay, so underrated though, great Wi-Fi. See, that's what Europe's great about. It's a sweet spot. Cheap and great Wi-Fi. Those things never come hand in hand.
Yeah, we're finding that out right now as we film this podcast. If this whole thing goes through without sounding choppy between the two of us. So it's who'd have thought, us doing this Nomad podcast and we're living in all these random places and countries with not great Wi-Fi. Like, let's do a remote podcast. That's really smart.
Yeah, let's upload high quality video without lag.
We'll see. See if it works out.
Well, that's cool, man. I want to go to Porto. That's great.
Yeah, check it out. Definitely worth a visit. But yeah, what else do we got anything to cap this bad boy off today? This episode?
I think we covered a lot. I mean, we talked about. I was really excited to talk about minimalism today because it's like a misunderstood topic.
It is. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. I think it's a good thing at the end of the day. Like, I'm pretty happy with not having a lot of shit.
Right. And, we're obviously biased, but, we feel like we're not insufferable digital nomads. I mean, maybe some of our friends would disagree on like a funny level, but other than that, like, I think we're okay.
Yeah. They're still our friends for a reason. Like, if we were that bad, people wouldn't want to be friends with us.
Right. Yeah, we're good. I'm still in group chats. Like, that's kind of my litmus test. Yeah. So
and it's not like same thing with like walking around talking about being a nomad. Like, I'm not out here calling myself a minimalist. I'm not like, hey, I'm Steve, I'm a minimalist. I've literally never said that until today on this podcast. Like, that's super douchey if that was my whole personality.
Yeah, and you're not like someone's trying to sell you a shirt and you're like, look, I'm a minimalist, I can't buy your shirt. Like, you're not saying that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not happening.
No, absolutely. Someone gives me a gift or something, like someone bakes me some cookies and I'm like, I can't accept that. I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, sorry. I only whatever fits in my pockets. So I need give me a Snickers bar instead or something.
That's amazing. No, we're chill. We're not super insufferable. I think we're okay. So
yeah. But
all right. Well,
this is good.
You got anything to tell the people, Jack, before we leave?
I just want to remind everyone to take a weird trip.